We live in a time where artificial intelligence is no longer just a concept from science fiction. It's part of our everyday lives. From virtual assistants helping us manage daily tasks to complex algorithms predicting our shopping habits and even our preferences, AI is quietly shaping the way we live, often without us realizing it. But with this technological revolution comes a pressing question. How much control do we really have over technology, and at what point does technology start controlling us? AI was initially promised as a tool to make life easier, to reduce repetitive tasks, free up time for creativity, and allow us to focus on personal growth and leisure. Yet, the very same technology can be turned into a tool of surveillance, influence, and control. The line between innovation and oppression is thinner than we might think, and in this gray area lies the possibility of a new form of dictatorship, a digital dictatorship. We are already surrounded by smart cameras, algorithms analyzing our behavior, and systems monitoring every click, like, and online movement. These technologies generate data that not only describe who we are but also attempt to predict who we will become. Predictive power is impressive, but in the wrong hands, it can be dangerous. The real question is AI designed to serve humanity or to shape us in ways convenient to governments and big corporations? This is not about demonizing technology. It's about raising awareness of the ethical and political limits of its use. In the past, control was exerted through weapons, armies, or censorship. Today, the battlefield is invisible. It's our minds, influenced by data, algorithms, and artificial intelligence. We are standing at a historic crossroads. AI could be our greatest ally in advancing human progress, or the first step toward an era where our freedoms are slowly eroded in the name of security and efficiency. The question we must ask ourselves is, can we maintain balance, or are we already walking into a new digital dictatorship? The invisible power of algorithms. Algorithms have become the backbone of digital control. We like to think we choose what to watch, read, or believe, but in reality, many of our choices are shaped before we even click. Recommendation systems study our habits, emotions, and vulnerabilities to capture our attention and keep us engaged. What seems like convenience is actually a subtle form of influence. Algorithms don't just suggest content, they control what we see and, more importantly, what we don't see. This creates a customized reality, where each individual exists in a personalized digital bubble. Such fragmentation weakens social cohesion and creates deep divisions. In other words, we are not just consuming information, we are being shaped by it. When authoritarian governments exploit these tools, the stakes are even higher. The same systems used to suggest videos can manipulate public opinion, control political narratives, and identify opponents in real time. In some cities, AI-powered cameras watch every street corner, tracking citizens with facial recognition systems. This invisible power has profound psychological effects. Knowing we are being watched, even unconsciously, changes our behavior. This phenomenon, sometimes called the digital panopticon effect, leads people to self-censor, avoiding opinions or actions that could be misinterpreted. Freedom is not forcibly taken. It's slowly dissolved until we become prisoners of a system we believe is helping us. Digital control is effective precisely because it is almost invisible. There are no bars or walls, yet we are trapped in a network of data, analysis, and predictions that often know more about us than we do. Algorithms don't just organize information, they shape how we think, make decisions, and act. Real examples of surveillance and manipulation. This isn't science fiction. Around the world, AI is already used as a tool of social control. Take China's social credit system. Every citizen receives a score based on behavior, paying bills on time, obeying laws, even how they interact online. High scores grant privileges like easier access to credit, travel, and opportunities. Low scores result in restrictions, from difficulty getting loans to being barred from certain transport. Facial recognition cameras and real-time data processing power this system. In the West, manipulation exists too, just in subtler ways. Social media has been used in political campaigns to influence votes. Cambridge Analytica, for instance, harvested data from millions to target users with political messaging, exploiting emotional vulnerabilities and shaping opinions. This shows manipulation doesn't need authoritarian regimes to exist. It's already part of our digital landscape. Facial recognition is also widespread in major cities. Stadiums, airports, and urban centers are monitored under the guise of security. But who decides which data is collected and how it is used? Platforms also hide or suppress content algorithmically, creating invisible censorship. Users simply don't see certain information, assuming it doesn't exist. These examples make one thing clear: the era of digital surveillance has arrived. The real question is whether we will passively accept a society where convenience comes at the cost of freedom. Digital resistance, protecting freedom in the age of AI. If a digital dictatorship is possible, resisting it is also within our reach. Awareness is the first step. Understanding how algorithms work, how our data is used, and what drives the platforms we interact with daily is crucial. Digital literacy must become a priority. Just as we learn to read and write to avoid being manipulated by words, today we must learn to decode digital signals to avoid being manipulated by algorithms. Technology literacy is a cornerstone of freedom in the 21st century. Legislation protecting privacy is equally important. Laws like Europe's GDPR or Brazil's LGPD are significant steps, but not enough. Citizens must demand transparency, limits on AI, and respect for individual rights. Responsible tech use is another form of resistance. Limiting social media exposure, questioning information sources, and using privacy tools such as encrypted messaging, secure browsers, or decentralized networks helps maintain autonomy. It's not about rejecting technology, but using it consciously. Cultural resistance is also essential. In a world mediated by algorithms, valuing art, philosophy, critical thinking, and spirituality is revolutionary. These remind us that we are more than data points. We are human, with intuition, consciousness, and the freedom to choose. By combining awareness, legislation, and cultural resistance, we can prevent AI from becoming a tool of oppression. Technology isn't inherently good or evil. Its impact depends on how we use it. Artificial intelligence could lead us to a new era of human progress, or imprisonment. We face a historic choice: embrace convenience and surrender freedom, or awaken to the responsibility of ensuring technology serves us rather than confines us. The danger is not in a distant future. It is unfolding today, in every click, every piece of data, every algorithm that shapes what we see and think. Yet today we also have the chance to resist, to choose awareness over submission, and to value freedom over convenience. So the question remains: are we ready to take control of our digital lives, or will we unknowingly hand the keys to our freedom to machines, and those who control them? If this video made you think about the future we're building, share it widely. Comment below: do you think we're really heading towards a digital dictatorship? And don't forget to subscribe for more content exposing the hidden side of technology and humanity.